give an introduction because Mustafa is here up on stage. So he's going to be our next speaker. So can we have Mustafa and a huge round of applause once again for Mustafa.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I'm just like how Arjun was. I didn't know I was going to speak, so I don't have a speech. I'm also a bit stoked and nervous. So I want to welcome Lisa and Mark, of course, to India. I hope they have a great time over here. I'm going to start by saying this, that I'm not going to speak to you as a Team JERAI athlete. Nor am I going to really try and speak to you about, like, in terms of somebody who is, a bodybuilder who's been, now doing CrossFit or a physique athlete. I'm simply going to speak to you as a person who is come a long way in terms of personal training, and I feel so proud that I shared the stage today with the likings of Mr. Shetty, who I was privileged enough to see about 3 to 4 years ago when I competed for the first time. So it's a great honor to share this stage. I heard somebody say that that we should always be driven by passion. And it's a great thing to say, but I wonder how many of us can actually pay our bills by passion. It's a great thing that we keep saying that you have to be passionate, you have to be passionate, but at the end of it, you need to understand that what's going to matter is what exactly is the kind of a life that you lead, where you can actually have the opportunity to give to others. And that only comes when you go ahead and add value to yourself. So what you need to understand is that only comes by always learning. I've been a personal trainer for almost about 8 to 9 years now, and I'm still learning. I still meet people who are younger than me, who I keep looking at. I keep asking people, from people who I've been privileged enough to work with. One of them is, of course, Shiv, who's my CrossFit coach, who's also here. And he'll tell you how much I question him, and I keep learning and I keep learning. And over these 8 years, I've done about 15 to 20 certifications, I think, if not more or less. So what I'm trying to speak to you about is, if you want to add value to yourself, like Arjun also said before me, the only way to do that is if you're going to go ahead and educate yourself. There's no other way to it. Then I had somebody say that that you need to have a lot of knowledge to build a great physique. I don't think so. I honestly don't think, and I mean this with all due respect to my friends, my teammates. It is not important that you may be the most greatest built bodybuilder. That means that you're going to be the greatest trainer. If you look at most of the trainers in the world, they're not really the most shredded people, but they're great coaches, they're great trainers. They have the knowledge to go ahead and rectify their client. They know what exactly is wrong with their client. They know how exactly to go ahead and drive and push their client to lead a healthy lifestyle every single day. That is what you need to understand. You need to understand that if your client would ask you a question, you're not going to go ahead and just, walk your way out of it. You're going to have to answer the question. And that is only going to be done once you have the knowledge, once you've got the education. And that is exactly what I think Rajesh is trying to do here. And I'll tell you something very personal from within the team actually, is that at one point we actually tried to convey this idea that maybe our athletes should be pushed as celebrity trainers. I mean, they're great people. They're in the best shape of their life. They have decent amount of knowledge. And why not? People look up to them. Some of you may have just come to see these athletes, isn't it? But he clearly said, no. He said, I can't take that risk of risking people's life with someone who I know is not certified. And which is exactly my point. You go to a gym, you see somebody who's probably built some great abs that has a really shredded physique. And I see so many guys walking up, or women walking up, or girls walking up and saying, you look great, you look fantastic. How did you build that physique? And people speak about this like, they've got so much knowledge and everything, and they never realize that what if somebody really gets hurt because of you? What if you actually, instead of helping someone, cause injury to somebody? You're responsible for that, isn't it? I've had somebody in my family be paralyzed just because the doctor didn't do their job. And later on, they got to know that the doctor actually was not certified actually to do what he actually eventually did. So where do you go from that? Now that's the important thing that all of you are here today to know. These athletes, you will see them somewhere else, you will take pictures with them somewhere else. That is not why you're here. You're here to understand the value of the education that we're trying to give you. I also know that even myself, for the longest time, I tried to make excuses that I don't have time to go for these classes, I can't really go and get the certification done because who's going to go and study and take these seminars and everything. And with this online coaching, of course, like we said, and we believe that Trifocus has gone ahead and done it in a way that you can actually go ahead and understand what exactly it is to be a personal trainer, to understand, to educate yourself, and to then go ahead and spread that into every single person that you meet, not only your client, but every single person that you meet on a daily basis. Could be anybody, your friends, your family members, people on the street. Sometimes, there are many times that I walk out of CrossFit and people are standing there and they tell me that they have a great physique and they ask me for something or the other, any kind of tip. And the smallest of thing makes them happy. But it has to be the right knowledge that you give them. So understand this, that knowledge learned is only great when you share it, but it also has to be that it has to be right knowledge. If you don't know something, make sure that you tell them that, you know what, I will get back to you. Let me go ahead and check with my sources, with my teacher, with my whoever it is that you look up to, and ask them and come back. Don't feel embarrassed. Don't feel bad that, oh God, I'm going to be looked down upon. Most of us, try to talk our way out of something by giving our clients or whoever it is that we train, just to show that we know everything. Like I said, I know of people who probably have been training for twice the amount of time that I've been training, and they have come to me and asked me. Like I've been privileged enough to perhaps maybe go and do something in CrossFit and lifting a certain style of weight. But who is somebody who's come to me who's a world-class powerlifter who said to me, you know what, you need to show me powerlifting, you need to show me how to clean. He didn't feel embarrassed that, you know what, I'm a world-class powerlifter, I've gone to the Commonwealth Games, why should I ask this guy who's probably a nobody, what have I done? I haven't really done anything. So the idea over here that we're trying to probably put forward to you is, educate yourself, because I will tell you this, when you will educate yourself and you will keep learning, there'll come a time when you will be a boy from Delhi who probably thinks that 600 rupees an hour is a lot of money to charge. But 5 years later, you come to the greatest city in India, which is Bombay, and you earn 10 times that money and you think it's less. So I leave you with that note. I hope you all get as much as this from this seminar as much as I will. And thank you so much for coming in and letting us share this with you. Thank you.